Hi there, I'm Gerard, Witch of Earth's Curious Goods, and today I decided to show you how to hex your enemies. I figured if you're going to do some baneful work, or if you are going to come across a hex, or you're going to hex someone, I say, hopefully you come across it on this channel with this community, so A, you can have some support, and B, a little bit more information on how to do and hex. It's just one of many ways to hex somebody. Now, if this sounds interesting to you, keep on watching. And without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so to begin with, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm not a huge fan of hexing, jinxing, or cursing people. It's just a lot of energy. It's a lot of work. And for me, I find it unnecessary. For what I have come across, and at least with my experience, for those of you that are being wronged or wrongdoings are being done to you, the person that's usually doing it, they usually self-destruct or something always comes back around. I'm a firm believer in karma, the law of three, energy comes back, everything circles around. So what you give out, you get back. So just keep that in mind, that I'm not a huge fan of hexing and cursing. I would rather you try out this hex because with my experience, it's a little, I can't say it's less, but at least I know some of the effects of it and the outcomes of it, and it's a little easier to do. Not saying that hexes should be easy to do off the bat. When it comes to hexes and curses, I take them very seriously. Whoever is getting this hex better really deserve it if you're going to do it on them. Like I said, I'm a firm believer in karma and all that, but let me get off my little high horse, get off my little podium here. You came to see a hex and how to do it, so let me show you. So there are hexes and there are curses. Some witches and spiritualists will put them in the same category. Me, in my opinion and in my experience, I find a hex/jinx is not as bad, long-lasting sometimes as well, than a curse. I feel like a curse is very brutal, very strong. You are cursing that person, and sometimes it can even go through lines and lineage, and it could go through the children's. Versus a hex or a jinx, I find that usually it does not continue on down the family tree. It can be broken a lot easier than a curse, and sometimes it's more temporary in my opinion. It's not as destructive as a curse. Now, can it get results? Definitely. Is it painful? Definitely. So just keep that in mind. For this particular hex that I'm going to show you, you're going to need a few things. This spell that I've designed is to cause misfortune to someone that has done you wrong. You have tried all the mundane things and they just will not leave you alone. They are torturing you, or they are torturing your loved ones, and you have tried everything on this plane of existence, from court systems to justice to friends, family, parents, and nothing is working. That's where this hex may come in handy. Okay, so you're going to need a few things. We're going to need a black candle. The reason why we need a black candle, and black is a color of devoid of color. So in traditions, black candles were used because it is a way to destroy color, right? It is a way to put things on pause. It can stand in ways, block things. So that's why we're using black. Heat-proof safe dish. You're going to need some nails or pins, needles, thorns, something sharp. You're going to need matches or lighter. This is going to represent a picture, but I would recommend having a picture of the intended target, the person that is causing harm. If you don't have a picture of them, try to get their first and last name. If you can't get their first and last name, at least get their name. If you don't have even any of those things, then try to get as much description as possible from birthdays and then some, the area that they live in, where they work, whatever the case is, okay? But you want to get as much connection to them as possible, whether that's hair, article of clothing, but you want to make that connection, okay? I find, me personally, a picture works perfect. Works fine. Okay? So this is going to represent the picture. I'm not doing this hex, so that's why you'll see this little piece of paper up here that just know that it represents a picture of someone. Now, some optional things, and we'll get into that, is some calamus root. Okay? Calamus root is known for dominion, control. It can also be very destroying because of how controlling it can be, okay? It adds that power of control into magic. And we're going to need some vinegar, some common household vinegar. That is optional, okay? So these two things are optional. Make the magic your own. If you just want to use the candle and nails or candle and a picture, that's fine. Make the magic your own. I'm just showing you how to advance the spell, how to layer it up. But vinegar, very souring, very tangy, very very gross. And this is what we're doing. We're causing misfortune to this target, okay? So we want to sour it up. We want to make it gross. You can also use lemon juice. That is very, that has been known in many workings to cause things to sour up. I use vinegar. Vinegar works really well, okay? Now, the first thing you're going to do is super, super important. For me, I just grab a bunch of nails because I don't know how many nails typically I need for the hex. You'll know, and I'll get to that part in a minute, by the progression of your spell. So I have multiple nails here, okay? Now, the key to this hex is for each nail or each needle, each thorn, the sharp objects that you're using, you're going to inscribe on here the person's name if you know it. If you don't know it, maybe you know their birthday, maybe you know their favorite color, maybe you know their favorite food, you want to inscribe something to connect this candle to them, tag lock it to them, okay? So, and you're going to use it for each nail or each thorn. So, for instance, we're going to do John, right? So I'm going to do J, done with this one. O, done with this one. H, done with this one, and N, done with this one, okay? So just John. Now, if it's their last name, Doe, and suppose you only have 5 nails, you're going to repeat that whole process, each one, okay? Because we're going to connect these nails to those names to the name as well, to the candle. We're connecting everything together, okay? So that's just to give you an example, John, right? So you have your picture, you have your candle. You're just going to take the picture, set it in front of you so that you can see their face. Picture it in your mind's eye, visualize if you can. If not, you're going to just say their name over and over. Not everybody's good at visualization. Some people can't use their imagination. That's fine. Just keep saying their name over and over while staring at the picture and then staring at the candle, okay? Now, with each nail, with each pin, you're going to think about them, saying their name over and over, and everything that they've done, and you're going to drive it into the candle, okay? And this is the part where I was telling you that how many you need depends on how angry you are, how sad you are, how broken you are. Some spiritualists will recommend just having a whole box of nails, a whole bunch of thumbtacks, or sewing needles. I usually typically find a good 5 or 4 usually does well. I've never had to use more than 5 nails in my experience. Maybe more for you. Maybe you're very angry, and the more nails you put into it and you're thinking about them, the stronger your spell is going to be. The more the hex gains power. Okay? So it kind of looks like that at the end. Alright? Now that you have that, you're just going to place it on your heat-proof safe dish. Okay? If you're going to be using the calamus root and the vinegar, this is where it comes in. You're just going to take some calamus root. You're going to circle the candle counterclockwise. Okay. You're going to take some vinegar. And you're also going to place that on the bottom there, okay? I'm not doing the spell, so I'm not going to pour all this vinegar on here, but you get the gist. Okay? Right? And that's only if you're using the calamus or the lemon juice or the vinegar, okay? If not, you're going to skip that part. but if you just have the candles, the nails, the needles with the picture, that's fine. You're going to light this. While staring into this flame, you're going to say this spell 3 times. Hex upon hex, misfortune and fire. Let John Doe feel my ire. You're going to take the picture of the person, the name, the things that are connected to them, and you're just going to burn it into the fire. Okay? You're going to burn it until it's nothing but ashes. You're just going to let this candle burn all the way down. That's it. Pretty simple, right? And your hex will take place. Now, what I have found, I see the effects of the spell, and if it's to my liking, if the misfortune is to my liking, then I don't redo the spell. Okay? Now, if the misfortune and I feel like I have not gotten justice yet, it has not really worked out in my favor, it's not enough misfortune, I'll repeat this spell. Or again, if you're not seeing the effects right off the bat, you may want to go ahead and redo the spell, okay? You can do it as many times as you want. I have done this spell multiple times when I'm no longer angry. I just kind of like filter it out. It's a great way to vent. But keep in mind, it's a hex. I have only had to hex maybe 2 people in my whole entire, 23 plus years of doing witchcraft. So, hey, let's see how it works for you. Hopefully, you don't have to use it, but like I said at the beginning of this video, I would rather you come across this video and see this spell and try it out. It's a lot easier as well for this spell to do. Maybe you just don't have a lot of ingredients, so forth. But yeah. Well, I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and as always, stay earthy, stay magical, and don't forget, love yourself and others. Bye for now.